Yo.
Kane's the one who causes abstractions.
So
That was beyond funny.
Oh, wait,
Smush was in his mind the whole time, and then just the show just takes his shit on his head.
my thing is, hold on. My thing is, it sounds like Abel was aware of the fucking of.
Oh, so that's why he didn't want to get
Hold on.
King involved, because he's an actual developer.
That's more of Kane knowing.
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on.
he didn't want Kinger to know because King actually knows.
Look. Okay. Just hear me out on this. Okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fuck it. Whatever. Shove it in my face. Yeah, I eat my words. But just hear me out. Why would, unless I really, really doubt it, because Kane has shown that he doesn't have that level of like what's the word, like of layers, I guess, so to speak, when it comes to thinking, right? Granted, this one shows that he actually might. But why would a rogue NPC...
He's acting retarded on purpose.
Are you
See,
acting retarded on purpose?
See, now that's a scary thought, because that makes this so much closer to fucking I have no mouth and I must scream level shit.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? As if we haven't had a few allegories already?
There's a comment under the video.
African?
About how.
Get on more of a name. Let's kill minorities in space.
How put a giant white light in the room.
To smoke out Kinger. But why would Kinger be able to...
So Kinger couldn't say anything.
But Kinger still was able to think.
Yeah, he's getting smarter. He's becoming more aware. Kinger's becoming more aware.
But Jack started
That's why
to
he
remember
panicked
his
too.
real life.
Yeah, that was
so
the
which is
first
kinda funny.
glimpses we got of something in like... And he lives in the Midwest, so yeah, I'd want to fucking never leave the fucking the fucking circus if I was him.
Also,
Based.
the fact that, like, no, I had a stroke. I'm sorry. I had a little bit too much liquor.
You haven't had enough.
Everything.
This is
I'm gonna
crazy,
get more,
yeah.
so-
The fact that
makes
the this whole episode was all of you have been wrong on your theories is fucking crazy.
So wait, Kinger, the reason Kinger is stupid is because Kane is making him stupid then.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Another
Hold on.
comment said, I noticed Abel repeatedly trying to inspire sympathy for Kane by mentioning he wouldn't be able to leave. Definitely a sign in hindsight. Yeah, he was trying to say like, oh, but
Yeah, but
would
hold
leave
on,
Kane
hold
behind.
Hold on. My thing is, okay, maybe Kane was aware of all this and this was all some elaborate bullshit, and maybe there's multiple layers to Kane that obviously he hasn't shown, and this episode is proof of, hey, all of you thinking that Kane isn't aware of this, he absolutely fucking is, right? But my thing is,
Kane is so
when
interested
Abel-
in the real world. He doesn't know much about it, but he wants to. That's one of his obsessions is that area that they all went to and
yeah,
put
the
that
office,
headset on.
the Kane and Abel office, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that maybe he's trying to fuck with their minds? All the abstractions have been an accident because he's trying to find out about the real world?
No. For one major reason. His whole thing is trying to is a mix of two things, like Taser said, understanding the world outside and understanding humans. And maybe it could be like, hey, I killed a guinea pig by accident scenario where like I tried pushing this person too far and they fucking snapped.
So would that
He's the
make
one
So
who's
he's
been
a mix
causing
of
abstraction.
GLaDOS too.
Oh, 100%. He's a perfect balance in between what Am is in the sake of what he possibly could do, and GLaDOS in the sense of where he is almost fully experiment oriented. His whole thing is being and I don't think he was lying about his purpose. Kane is meant to like keep your mind engaged so he can collect data off of you, I imagine. But hear me out, right? Hear me out. I do think Abel was a sentient person. Somehow. I don't know how. Obviously, this episode is trying to take a shit on the theory that there's nobody else out there. But...
Wait.
Okay, go.
He did say he was longer here than anybody else. Do you think?
Well, yeah, Kane was in the circus
If
as an AI
abstractions
before.
last too long, Kane can bring them back.
I said this.
As
I said this.
NPCs.
And you guys fucking clowned on me. I said that every abstraction turns into data that he can access, and that's why we're getting certain specialized characters. That's why
he
fucking
wasn't a
Gumi Goo
mannequin
exists. That's
body.
why his friends existed. That's why they have memories of people that didn't exist to them, but they were real memories. These are people. I've been saying that all the NPCs that they come across are people. And if the idea was that CNA had expanded much further than they were thinking, and I don't think Abel was lying there, CNA has a lot bigger access than we think to the kind of people they have, and the circus has been running on a lot longer than we think.
It could also be that King is serving as the pillar for the entire circus. That's why whenever he freaks out
Listen,
the world.
anything Abel said is what Kane indirectly knows.
That's my point. So I don't think. Here's what I think, right? Kane and Abel, the name of the company is purposeful. That means Kane is very much aware there's supposed to be a counterpart to him, and if he really truly did made Abel from the ground up and it wasn't a sentient person speaking through an NPC that Kane enabled, then Kane is very much aware that there was a chance for them to get out, and Abel. So let's just entertain this thought. Abel is an internal other consciousness within Kane that is effectively chained to him, but cannot beat Kane. But when materialized, is trying to genuinely help, which is what. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Now I need to search out something. Hold on.
So a developer that is essentially. So you're saying a developer that's trapped inside Kane.
Yeah, but then my wonder is why. Okay, if Abel was a real person, why was he afraid of Kinger? Because I do think he was a lawful good. I don't think Abel was trying to lead them astray. I do think Abel was a person stuck in the NPC that Kane put him in. Let me see.
Thinking face.
Notice how Kinger's intelligence increased, even though he incredibly bright from him, he's becoming more aware. Yeah. The two AI and I have no mouth and I must scream. Because if I remember correctly, one central, it's 3 composed AIs, Chinese or Russian. Main AI. Innocence, there it is. Now hear me out. So this is what I'm talking about. This is why I think this, because I remember I came across this in when I was looking into I have no mouth and I must scream. Am is the main AI, but there is a subsidiary version that's only talked about in the game. It's in the book, but not really fleshed out. In the game, there's a subsidiary AI called Innocence, and its whole thing was, hold on, let me look at them. It genuinely wants to help the people who were imprisoned by Am.
This reminds me of the new meme trend of ChatGPT and Grok. With the trolley problem.
Here it is.
Oh yeah, the trolley problem, and fucking Grok would
Yeah.
sacrifice himself, and ChatGPT would not.
Here it is.
Well, no,
Innocence.
we'll kill 5
Nasty,
people
nasty
just to keep
Ellen.
himself alive.
All right, I'll give you a nudge in the right direction. These are schematics for a device that translated binary into human speech, as ugly as that may be. Its whole thing is trying to help the prisoners that were held by Am. Now hear me out. It could be easily wiped out by Am in the books. In the game, it was easily wiped out by Am. Am had complete control of it because it had to listen to Am. So now conveniently, where Am had 2 different subsidiaries, the Translator and Innocence, technically they're both one and the same, but they're not. And Kane was able to manifest, Kane has manifested one permanent other sentient, which is Bubble, and just conveniently, Abel, named after the counterpart of the company, which would be his equal counterpart. But that counterpart is subservient to Kane himself. I feel like that's the strongest connection. I'm not going to say strongest, but it's a bit of a reach, but the most prominent connection to I Have No Mouth and Must Scream about the possible plot going forward. So I do think Abel was real. I do think he was trying to tell them genuinely to pick the right choice because he knew Kane set up a trap, but he couldn't say that.
Funny hee-haw moment. Kinger being the only one to laugh at the Chinese room joke is a +1 towards him being a programmer or AI researcher, something in that category. Because he laughed at the language joke.
Yeah. So I do think what just happened there was Abel is legit. Abel is real. Abel is a person. He is somehow, some way subservient and being chained down by Kane. Because it is the closest
Also-
thing we have to relate it to Am, in which he had a subservient AI that was latched to him.
Oh, that's probably why Kane said he's getting too intelligent. If they're out for too long, memories come back.
And don't forget, he said what would happen if rogue sentient AR started walking around and like he would lose
Yeah,
track of
and
it.
that's the thing too. And we know that Abel's been out for a long time because he's been around since the first episode. In the background.
Yeah.
So
No, he's
that's
been in every
why.
background, yeah.
Also, I like
So,
the,
Indo,
that they're pointing out.
I'm gonna put a pin in
the-
my fuck you because I still think I'm right, but this episode is trying to tell me I'm wrong, but I still think I'm right. So fuck you. With a
It's
pin. in it.
interesting that they're also pointing out that Jax put himself into
A
the
link.
simulation.
Yeah, that he. So here's my theory on that. I think he drove to the place knowing. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. He had. Remember how Zubul said, "Don't you have somebody on the outside waiting for you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah," obviously mentioning that he's a fucking loner. He found out about the Cain and Abel office, had nobody else left, had nothing left, went there to try to find something, found something, lost it, and doesn't want to go back out just because he knows his life is just as miserable as it is in the circus as it is outside the circus. That's why he panicked and was just like, I can't leave this place. This is my safe place. I gave up everything to come here and smash the fucking stand. I think that's just solid. I think that's a solid read.
Yeah.
I do feel like Kinger, like, still being sentient after the bright white light that's obviously designed to fucking put him down, because this episode pretty much took every theory that people have been making and said, hey, dumbass, you're fucking wrong. But it's some things pulled through. The designs of the missions.
Kane made Jax hit the button.
Because he's missing with his mind.
Remember that he messed with his mind at that moment because when he came back and Raga said, what did you do? He's like, I don't know. But right before he did that, he started having
I honestly don't believe that.
shit going in his head and shit like that. Because why else would he want to stay?
I do think it's a defensive response to
Also,
I
I
gave
also
up
think-
everything. I can't leave this place.
Also, I think that also the reason why Kane is really like passively mad at Subul all the time is because Subul is really strong-minded and it's really difficult to control.
Well,
You know what?
her whole
You
thing
know,
is
I think this
constant
person's
change.
right, babe. I
What's
think
up?
everyone's an NPC created by Kane.
If
I
that,
don't
I'm not
think,
gonna lie. If
uh,
that becomes a story, I'm gonna say this is the worst fucking writing in all of history.
Wait, Sion saying something?
I don't think Jax being controlled by Kane holds merit because Sush said, if you are experiencing enough trauma, your response is not going to be out of the norm.
It's
And
gonna
in
be
that moment, when
a reactive
he was
defensive response. All he knows that gave him comfort was the circus. So the possibility of him losing that fucking sentiment to fucking fight or
he
flight.
was like he was put in an ultimatum situation where even though he directly didn't have the choice, he started getting flashbacks of the
Unless the
memory.
blue button taking you to Shrimp Town was a lie.
I feel like it was.
And we see moments every time there's like a flashback moment for all the characters.
Hold on, I'm gonna
They
script this.
they have a panic attack of some kind or they have a crisis. It doesn't surprise me that Jax being put at that point of an ultimatum started having a panic attack because it's literally like suicide. You're being put at the end point of you get to go back to your life, but then the flashes we see is like somebody driving out to either a very distant place or to possibly end the life subscription, if you want to call it that.
I don't think so, because keep in mind, if Abel, what was okay, I do understand that my theory is very reliant on the fact that I am right on Abel being a sentient person chained down like innocence to M. I understand that's the biggest what if moment, and if I'm wrong, that this theory collapses. But I do think what Abel was saying was definitely true, that CNA expanded their reach somehow. he doesn't exactly know how, because he himself was put in before he could find out. He was asking too many questions, and
Well-
then he got thrown in. So then,
What if
I watched the episode. I'm gonna go get something
The
to eat.
goddamn fish
Sounds good,
voiced by Sir Senior Pillow and Zach Hadel are the ones who foreshadowed the entire thing.
what if that moment
I can't believe it.
before Pomni was thrown
The
the moment
fish.
before Pomni was thrown up, that moment where Abel was told Pomni make the right choice. What if that was the last moment before he lost his control or his sentience?
it could as well be, but like I said, I do think that was Abel trying to say, like, you really need to pick the right choice here. Like, this is
Well, because think about it, Cain, even though he's probably, I don't think he's lying in that moment because he's no le conecte. Cain in that moment was put in a tough spot, and whenever Kane's in those moments where he has to make a quick choice, he doesn't lie. He starts panicking. He starts dumping info.
yeah.
Could simply be the fact that he said it himself. He can't modify He can modify somebody temporarily. Like it can be permanent, or like Kinger point out, you extract if you get changed too much or permanently. There, said.
Yeah, on that, someone else commented said, Kane clearly lied about the ability to alter minds of humans in the circus. And I bet he normally makes small, barely noticeable changes to their thoughts and personalities to make them better fit the role. But what happens when he goes too far causes too much of a change. I think that's when someone abstracts. The human mind isn't some program that you can change with just a few lines of code. And when you try to do that too much, it creates error in the psyche. With actual programs, errors cause glitches and bugs that could eventually break the program and make it unable to function. But with humans, these errors drive them insane and cause them to completely lose all sense of self. That's why Jax only started to have serious emotional distress after the episode where Kane made him vegan. It's because his mind has been permanently altered twice, first by the forced vegan change, and then again when Kane turned him non-vegan. Pomni experienced something similar as well when she first appeared in the circus, and Kane made her forget her name just to give her a new one. The near abstraction moments always come shortly after Kane has done something to mess with their minds.
Maybe. I think
you
Kane messing
think-
with their minds
I'm back.
causing abstraction is a little too strong and blunt of a
Mining
theory.
away.
Was a
Abstraction theory? Wait, what?
so
Um.
the possible theory is Kane modifying your brain effectively, and I'm gonna put this in the simplest way to put it for everybody to understand effectively. You go cyber psycho after modding too much. Kane fucks with your mind too much, and your psyche breaks. That's what a abstraction is. But I don't know about that. Oh, and I don't know if you were here for this part. Garuda, Abel may have been made by Kane technically, but it is
Crazy
literally
theory.
Innocence from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, the subsidiary AI that genuinely tried to help the survivors, but it was still latched to Am.
Do not recall.
Well, yeah, there's a AI that's a subservient.
Is that
to,
in the game? I'm
Yes.
not as familiar with the plot of the game.
It's from the game, but it's still that holds water. It was meant to expand the story. So
Okay.
So Innocence was a AI that was effectively chained to Am, but it could spew things to help the survivors. But Am could just effectively like tug on the chain and then fucking like hey, like chill the fuck down kind of thing. Abel almost fits that role perfectly. Like the whole thing is like, haha, I got you. He's my puppet, but I really don't think the writers are gonna be that, like, I guess cheap, so to speak. You'd be like, oh, sorry guys, like almost like it was all a dream, fucking like cop out almost,
Yeah.
So I do think Abel is a person, and effectively chained down by Kane in some shape or manner, being reincarnated as an NPC.